Hi everyone, it's Debbie with BookAndBuJo. Welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've been here before. Join me today as I update my HRCYED spreadsheet for March. All right, so here's the bingo board as it was at the end of February, so my March update, and I will link that video down below for you in case you want to check it out. So I have 5 scores left to do. I have the Around the World, Become the Avatar, Queer Alphabet Round 2, and the Extended New Release Challenge and Challenge Yourself. So we're going to start with the stats and then go into each of those last squares that I need to finish. So my tracker, so I did get all of my March books in here, which were quite a few, and I did already input a couple of my April ones, but that shouldn't skew it too much. My points calculator, I have 1,023 points. Crazy. You can tell we're getting to the end. I have earned 20 rereads, 10 DNFs, 4 triple ups, and I can short a prompt by 2, which maybe. We'll see how close I get by the time we get to June. I may actually use a couple of those. So I've only used the 1 reread, so I have a whole bunch of stuff left. For stats, total of 254 books total and 85,498 pages so far, and that's from July 1st to March 31st. Total of hours of 1,866.16 listened to for audiobooks. And let's see, average is still 3.98, so basically 4 days per book, because I had a couple of big ones this last month, a 1,000-pager and a couple 800-pagers. Average rating is still 4.25, which is amazing. Average pages, 337 per day, 0.94, so 338. We'll round up a little bit. Average hours listened to, 7.35. Total points again, 1023. Let's see. Here's some month-long readathons is the most used prompt, but of course that doesn't count towards HRCYED. That's just my own personal information that I have in there. And then let's go to the map. So we're doing pretty good. I still feel like we're missing a lot in this area. So Africa and parts of Eastern Europe. And then, of course, South America and Greenland. Iceland over here. And yeah, some of these little bits. And then for the U.S., still, I feel like it's still just kind of the Midwest here. Have nothing. Not much of anything. Need some Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana. Arizona, Utah. Yeah, I'm still missing quite a few. I don't know if I will complete this map or not, but there we go. Let's see. Publishers, again, an indie press. Penguin is another one that's the biggest one. HarperCollins, Macmillan, Simon Schuster, the normal ones. New versus reread, mainly all new. Almost 4% of rereads. And again, that's mainly the Anne of Green Gables series that I've been rereading. And then for series, just started 28%, standalone 38%, in progress 21%, up to publication 4%, and finished 6%. Means read, mainly ebook and audiobook, and then the physical and audio, because I can get the audiobook from Libby from my library, and then I can also get the physical book from my library, so then I just immersive read them, and there we go. And then somewhat with the ebook and audiobook as well. Sometimes I have digital books, but I can get the ebook or the audiobook from the library as well. And still doing good for the genres. Again, mainly high epic fantasy. So a lot of these are fantasy, but I also have some mystery thrillers. Nonfiction is a pretty good size slice there. Paranormal, historical fiction, quite a few as well. Dystopian, horror, been amping that up a little bit more. Yeah, those are some good ones. Let's see. Covers, again. Cover colors, we're even itself out a little bit. We got white, black, green, and blue still at the top. I'm surprised red isn't a little bit higher. I had a lot of red books in March, or books with red covers. For audience, 63% adult, makes sense. 3% new adult, 28% young adult, and then 2% middle grade, and then that tiny little sliver of the rest for kids' books. Publication year, again, all over the place with this. Some of the big ones, 2025, 2020, got 1892, 2003, 1939, 1948, all over the place. And then these are all the authors. And of course, Rochelle Mead is probably the highest one because I've been reading a lot of her books. And then Bengali, of course, because that's my challenge. And Lucy Maud Montgomery. So read-alongs, big in here. V.E. Schwab, I'm sure is this one. Yep. And then we move into the squares themselves. So the first one that is still white on the board is Around the World. Now for this one, I did figure out a book I can double up with, and it takes place in Antarctica, but it also works on the queer alphabet, which is great. And that is All the White Spaces. And I do plan on reading that in April. It's on my April TBR. So hopefully that will finish that square and get me a little bit closer on the other square. And then we have Become the Avatar. I did finish Watership Down by Richard Adams, and I finished The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, both in March. So that was great. I got both of those done. And I have Into Thin Air by John Krakauer, I think. That one I have on my April TBR. So that's 2 books that should help me at least complete 2 squares by the end of April, which would be amazing. Now for animals, I had already completed it. I had checked off the box, but I was leaving it just in case. But I did get confirmation that The Island of Dr. Moreau will work for this one. And so that one I can hide the tab. And that one is complete. And then we have the queer alphabet. And for this one, I have 2 left. All the White Spaces works for transgender, which is amazing. And then for intersex, I had planned on reading Middlesex, and then I was doing a little more research on the different books that have intersex rep as like the main character or main parts of the book. And I did see that The Deep or The Swallow by River Solomon works, and my library does have The Deep, and they have the audiobook for The Deep, and it's only like 4 hours. So I'm like, I may switch to that one because Middlesex, they only have the physical book. And I kind of have a backlog of physical books that I need to finish that I'm really behind on, like Empire of AI and When Swords Fall Silent, which is on my April TBR, and Sky of Fire. So I don't really want to add another physical book to my TBR until I finish those. So I may be switching to The Deep for this one to get that one finished. And then we have new releases. So I did finish, I don't know how I did it. I was so excited. So I was going on NetGalley to figure out my 2 NetGalley books for April for my TBR-opoly. And if you didn't see that, I did land on, I have 2 NetGalley spaces on my TBR-opoly board, and I landed on both of them. And I will leave that video linked up in the cards above in case you would like to check that out. And I went there and I saw that Japanese Gothic was available, but you had to request it. And I'm like, I'm only at like 50 something percent because I need to get some more reviews done. And so I was like, well, I'm not going to get that, but it's Kylie Lee Baker. I loved The Bat Eaters and Other Names for Cora Zhang, and I love Gothic horror. It's one of my favorite genres. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to request it and just see what happens. And I feel like it was that same day, maybe the next day, it was like super quick. I got approved for it and I got to listen to Japanese Gothic. So it was an audiobook. Oh my gosh. As soon as I was done, I wanted to basically rewind and read the whole thing over again. It was so good. 5 stars. Loved it. It was amazing. Like everything I was looking for in a Gothic horror from Kylie Lee Baker, it was there. So good. Lots of triggers. So just to be aware of that going in. Family abuse and neglect and things like that. So just be aware of the triggers. Of course, there's murder and other things like that. So just be aware of that. But it was just so good. So good. And if you're looking for something with liminal spaces for the Horror BiNGO Readathon, this book works. It fits the hard mode as well. So I would highly recommend that one. And I do have the book I want to read for March, and that's First Witches Club. I have that one already on here. That was from the Prime First Reads from Amazon. And then I do still have Wolfworm and Lady Tremaine on my library holds. And as soon as those come in, I may read one of those. So it's kind of if I get to this one first, or if one of those come in first, I will read one of those. And then for May, I did just get my May book, and I don't remember what it is. Let me see if I can find it. Because we also got a bonus short story, which I probably wouldn't use for this just because it's so short. But let's see. Lift Me Up. That's the short story. So The Final System by Anthony Tardif. This one here. Wow. The Final System by Anthony Tardif. And I will read that one if nothing else comes in. So let me write that one in here. And then I have a K on there to remind myself that it is a Kindle book. Awesome. And then in May 1st, I will get a book that's going to be coming out in June. And so I can use that one if I need to for that. But the March one, I really do need to read this month because, yeah, we're getting close to the end. Although I do have the secret prompt perk that I got that you can, I think I had 4 books, so I had 4 extra weeks in order to read a new release. So I might be able to use that here if I need to. And then challenge yourself. I am so proud of myself. I finished Dead Stars Part 2, which it is a little bit shorter. It's still like over 500 pages, but it's still a little bit shorter than some of the other books. And then I also finished, which completed the Emaneska series. But then you have No Fairy Tale, which was a short story that came after Dead Stars Part 2. And that was like 40 pages. I don't know, super short, 49. And I did finish that one as well. So very excited. I did finish the Emaneska series, and then kind of the continuation series or companion series is the Skuluson Chronicles, and that starts with the Forever King. So that'll be the next one up on my list, but I'm glad I got 2 more books checked off. But of course, No Fairy Tales was the last of the really short ones that I have. So if I can finish the Skuluson Chronicles and Sky of Fire, I will be happy with my progress on this board. So even if I do, see, April, May, June. Yeah, that would put me. But I also have Demon's Reign on my TBR for April. So if I can read that one in April and hopefully The Forever King, I may have access to the audiobook for that one. So if I can get those 2 done and then get through Heavy Lies the Crown and To Kill a God, then I will count that as progress. But I can also skip a prompt. So if I have to, I can skip this one if I fail miserably. So there we go. Nonfiction challenge. Again, I haven't finished any other. No, I did. I finished The History of the Claddagh Ring. And again, this one's already done. I just keep adding to it because it's fun. And I like seeing all the different categories of nonfiction that I've been reading, and that a lot of them are definitely different from each other. I'm not reading all of just memoirs or just self-help books or things like that. Oh, I put it in there in the wrong spot. I keep doing that. I want to put it over the cells, not in the cell, because otherwise it's just tiny. So let's see, The History of the Claddagh Ring. There we go, and that's the Claddagh Ring. Okay, let's move this up here. That one in there. And then this one, I'm not sure. This one's just history. Hopefully I can get one more just to make some symmetry here in these lines. So if I can get one more in there, that'd be great. And then that's it. That's kind of the how to use this spreadsheet tab. So yeah. Pretty good. So nothing new here, no new changes on this one, but I am getting close. So let's see, I have one book there that I need to read. That makes 2, 3, because this one's a double up. 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Minimum of 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 16 books still to read. There are 2 more Bengali books that are part of the series, but I don't own them. And these are reading only the books that I own. I really need to get 2 more from there. But yeah, so 16 books, 16-ish. We'll just round up to 20. We'll say 20 books left. Not too bad. I'm okay with it. And let's see, what else do we have over here? We've got the secret prompts. So again, I've completed all of them so far. The secret prompt for April or for March was to doom scroll until you found a book you haven't read and read that book. And I did read Warrior Princess Assassin. I got that one. And then the secret prompt for April, I have not looked to see what that is yet. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Okay, so I am super excited about April's prompt. The prompt is a book featuring character movement on the cover or reading while exercising. That should be easy. And the perk is to trade a book with someone else. Count a book someone else read for a prompt you haven't completed yet. That is amazing. So if I can find someone who's already read one of the prompts that I still need, and I have a book that I'm reading that they need, we can swap those. That would be amazing. Love that one. But that will have to wait till my update for April in May to see if I actually did that one or not. So I'm super excited for this one, and we are getting close. I can see the finish line in the distance and I'm steadily moving towards it. I'm very excited. So if you are also doing HRCYED and you still need some prompts that I have already completed and you have a book that you can see that I need, let me know down in the comments and maybe we could do a little book swap for the prompts. That would be great, because then we don't have to read an extra book. We've already read one of the books, but you get to use mine and I get to use yours. That would be amazing. And I would love to find out what squares you still have left and which one you're the most nervous about finishing. Mine is definitely the challenge yourself. I think I was a little harsh on myself for this one. And I'm still hoping I'm going to make it, but we'll see. I was actually, at the beginning when we first started this, I was the most nervous about the extended new release challenge, just because I don't read a lot of new releases and I didn't think I would have access to a lot of new release books. But somehow I have made it. And of course, I totally forgot about Prime First Reads, where you basically get in like April, you get to choose one book from May from their list, and then you just get that book for free if you're a Prime member. And then in May, I'll get the one for June, and in June, I'll get one for July, and so on and so forth. So if you have that perk, make sure you're utilizing it, and that will help a lot with this. I also had a couple books that I didn't realize I was going to get ARCs from. One of them was just from the library. It came in early. That was The Sun and the Star Maker by Rachel Griffin. Loved it, by the way. So good. But that was an unexpected ARC that I didn't know I was going to get. And then Japanese Gothic. Again, I would never dreamed that I would have been able to get an ARC for that book. And oh my gosh, it was so good. I devoured that book. I read it in 2 days, and I tried to read it more slowly because I was just so engaged in it and I just wanted to eat it up. And I was like, no, take your time. Take your time. But I was doing a lot of things around the house where I needed an audiobook. And so I just had a lot of time to read, and it's fairly short. It's under 11 hours, but it was so good. And now I can't wait to read it again. I am ready to do a reread of it already. So good. What is your most favorite new release that you have read so far this year? Mine, I think, is definitely Japanese Gothic. Out of all the ones, I mean, Reckoning was amazing. I loved Isles of the Emberdark as well. So good. I think those three are definitely my favorite, but I would say Japanese Gothic is probably number one out of those ones. The Sun and the Star Maker were so good. But yeah, I gave 1, 2, 3, but 4 of them 5 stars, which is amazing. I didn't expect that. The Library of the Fates, I really loved. Brimstone was good. I did really like it. I don't know if I liked it quite as much as Quicksilver. I definitely didn't like it quite as much as some of these others that I read. Mate was good. Accomplice to the Villain was cute. Liked it. And Dragon Cursed I really liked as well. But yeah, I definitely was surprised by that square. And that's all I got for you for my HRCYED update for March, out of all the books I read in March. We'll see if I can get a couple more squares green. Hopefully I can get Around the World and Become the Avatar to be green by the end of April. And I hope to see you again for my April wrap-up, which will be coming out in May. And until next time, keep reading. Bye!